Hey, Houston fans, I am so happy.
T minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1.
Are you ready? I was born for this. Look, every Sunday, I don't give a, whenever we play, I get that text. Are you ready?
Texas!
The pitch. And Altuve hits it in the air pretty deep to left. Carter is back at the wall, leaves, and it is gone! It's gone! How do you like that?
One game at a time.
Green still with it. Gets it back, lets it fly, and got it!
Win on two, win on two, 1-2.
What is good, H-Town? On today's rundown, is the risk worth the reward for the Houston Texans to bring in Saquon Barkley? Is he on the decline, or does he still have the juice?
Yo, you got the juice now, man.
Also, if you only had one choice out of these players, Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, and Mike Evans, which guy do you prefer the Houston Texans to spend the bag on? And last but not least, it's getting juicy in this Saquon Barkley topic. He followed all the main attractions on the Houston Texans roster and the ex-Houston Texans as well, J.J. Watt. H-Town, let's cuss and discuss. Get your listening ears ready, strap up your boots, and let's go. Welcome back, H-Town, welcome back. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to spend a few minutes with your dreadhead host, Hot Topic TV, on Everything H-Town Sports Debate Show. And I appreciate you guys. And like always, please don't forget to like and subscribe, share, comment. Man, chop it up with your boy, cuss and discuss. Let me know how you feel. Let me know any ideas that you have, because you guys bring the juice. You guys bring good ideas, and I love reading them. I love it, man. Let's get this party started, man. But the main purpose of this rundown and this show today is Saquon Barkley to the Houston Texans. Saquon Barkley seemed to went on Instagram and followed all the major youngsters on the Houston Texans roster. As far as Tank Dell, CJ Stroud, all these guys, he went down and liked the whole roster. I don't know. Is it just... is it just something, a negotiating tactic?
I will stay with you.
That's great. I'm very happy.
Are you listening? Show me the money.
Or is he trying to let Nick Caserio know that he's interested? I have no clue, but he did follow a lot of the main players on the Houston Texans roster, and CJ Stroud is that main guy. On the offensive side with Tank Dell, I think Saquon Barkley will fit in well, but he also followed J.J. Watt. And J.J. Watt is kind of like a spokesman on the national media level now for the Houston Texans. And he's been doing his rounds for the Houston Texans. So I think Saquon Barkley is trying to send smoke signals to Nick Caserio and DeMeco Ryans. If you need a back, because I know that's the only thing you guys is lacking on the offensive end is a true home run hitter like me. So come get your boy. Come get number 2'6" with the earring hanging, pretty boy Saquon Barkley, man. 235 pounds with tree trunks for legs, man.
That boy is good.
Go get that guy. Come get me, Nick Caserio. That's what he's saying, basically, when he followed the whole Houston Texans roster, all the young core on Instagram. And I'm excited, man. I'm excited for what's at store for the Houston Texans, man. We have free agency, March 11th. That's right around the corner. Well, that's actually the tampering period from March 11th to March 13th. So we can start signing deals on the low quotation marks or whatever. Like, we can start, agreeing to terms with some of these players on your team and outside your team. So I'm loving what's coming around. Right now, we in a franchise tag space right now, in a week of like who's going to get the tag, who's not. But for right now, the New York Giants have let everyone know, and I believe he let the representation of Saquon Barkley know that he will not be franchise tagged. So I believe the start of the tampering period in free agency, Saquon Barkley will be a free agent. And this is an exciting moment right now for the Houston Texans organization, because we were right there in a divisional round. We were right there with some of the best teams in the AFC.
took it to the limit.
And I know Baltimore Ravens, we looked unmatched with the Baltimore Ravens, but truly it was a lot of self-inflicted wounds that we brought on ourselves with the Baltimore Ravens, because when I seen the Baltimore Ravens link up with the Chiefs, it was something that I believe the Houston Texans could have done if they had a legitimate run threat. If they had someone that was a RB1, that was a home run hitter, and also Saquon Barkley could move to the slot. The guy has great hands. Bobby Sloyd can use this guy in so many aspects of this offense and take some of the pressure off of C.J. Stroud, take some of the pressure off of Nico Collins, because Tank Dell was down. Nico Collins just got bracketed by a couple of guys, and then he took out the game completely. We need to add a few more weapons, and none other and none greater than a RB1. And Saquon Barkley is kind of flirting with the Houston Texans over here, everybody. I'm loving what's going on with this team and what's going on with the smoke signals, man. Everybody, this is smoke signal time. Everyone is finna be throwing rumors here, throwing rumors there. Agents talking about this, players linking up, undercover tampering, man. Players linking up and working out together and talking and cussing and discussing and chopping up with each other about coming to the Texans, man. And C.J. Stroud is the main catalyst of this, as well as head coach DeMeco Ryans. A lot of players prefer to come play for a guy like DeMeco Ryans with this swarm mentality. He's a former player, a former captain. The guy just knows football, and he's a leader. He's a leader of men. Guys respect him in the locker room because he's been there, done that, and he's bought that T-shirt. And he also played for the same organization that he's the head coach of. So that guy is trying to bring he's trying to bring real football back to Texas, man. And Houston, we are a football city, and we need real football. And I think now we can get the players. They're willing to come, and we don't have to pay that tax for the players to come. But is Saquon Barkley one of your choices? Do you think the Houston Texans, is it worth the risk? Let me state it like this. Is it worth the risk for the Houston Texans to invest $12 to $13 million per to bring in a weapon like Saquon Barkley? Is it worth the risk? Do you guys think it's the risk? In my opinion, I believe it is the risk. Let me give you a couple of stats. Yes, Saquon Barkley has had his injury concerns, but it was the same thing that all the rumors and everybody was saying about Christian McCaffrey. I know Christian McCaffrey is a different beast. I'm not going to compare him to the 49ers because we're the Houston Texans. Everything has its own. But this right here is Saquon Barkley's stats all the way up until this season. In 2028, he had 261 carries, 1,307 yards, a 5-yard per carry average with 13 touchdowns. That's 2018. 2019, he had 271 carries, 1,003 yards, 4.6 average with 6 touchdowns. 2022, that was his injury season, down year. He didn't play barely. And 2021 was more like a recovery from the injury season, but he did have 162 carries, 593 yards, so a few yards under 600. After an injury-riddled season, 3.7 yards average per carry and 2 touchdowns. 2022, he kind of bounced back, came back hard, had 295 carries, almost 305 yards under 300 carries, 1,312 rushing yards, 4.4 average yards per carry, and 10 tutties, baby. 10 tutties. And then 2023, he had 247 carries, 962 yards, a 3.9 average, and 6 tutties. On a sorry New York Giants team. Forgive me if you're from New York, man. Forgive me, but y'all know that team right there don't have a quarterback. It's a lot missing on that roster, and the only thing that was of value was Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley was the only thing of any value on that roster this season. Your quarterback, Daniel Jones, throw him in the trash. You shouldn't have gave him the bag. You should have paid Saquon Barkley, but I know how this league has went and what they think about paying running backs. But as far as Saquon Barkley coming to the Houston Texans, and Nick Caserio and DeMeco Ryan sit down at the table, and Bobby Slug, let me add Bobby Slug, because Bobby Slug is the guy. He's the creator of the offense. He's the caboose. He's the head of the snake. Like, he's leading this offense. So Saquon Barkley is a home run hitter. I believe he's a home run hitter. Saquon Barkley is going to just come. The guy can get you 60 yards in the blink of an eye. He'll run into a hole, you think it's over, and then next thing you know, he's taking it to the house. He has speed. He's strong. He's really an outside zone type runner, but he still can run between the tackles, man. The dude is 6 foot, 235 pounds of all tree trunk thighs. That guy can run the football. But I also like what Josh Jacobs brings to the table, and I also like what Mike Evans can bring to this team on the other side of Nico Collins and Tank Dell. So what do you think is more important? But I know RB1, to me, in my opinion, is the most important thing. I like what Mike Evans can bring. I know he's a Galveston guy, but Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs, man, you can flip a coin, and I'll take any one of those guys. But I prefer my number one RB1 would be Saquon Barkley, because he's a more explosive player. I know he's had his injury problems. Josh Jacobs has a few injuries, but Josh Jacobs also led the NFL in rushing yards with, I think, around about 1,600 rushing yards. So both of these guys are capable of being RB1, and I mean carrying a load on their back and take this pressure off of C.J. Stroud. If you take this pressure off of C.J. Stroud, people just can't sit in zone coverage and just sorely put that defensive game plan around stopping C.J. Stroud, because now you have a legitimate RB1 in the back, and you have a legitimate threat coming out the backfield. So I'm loving this. What you guys think, man? Who do you like? Who do you think? If you don't like Saquon Barkley, if you think the 12 to 13 mil is too much, let your boy know. That's probably around the same thing Josh Jacobs is going to want. I mean, I think he's a little bit younger. Saquon Barkley is like 27 years old. We can get a good 3 years out of him before we even have out of Saquon Barkley before we even have to pay C.J. Stroud. So right now he fits perfectly in this window. Is he on a decline, or do you think he still has some juice, H-Town? I'm trying to figure it out as well, but I believe this guy can bring something to the Houston Texans, and we can try to compete for an AFC title next season, or this up-and-coming season, as well as Mike Evans. Mike Evans, the rumors are he won, I think, around $20 million for 4 years, about $80 million. Which is probably a little more on the high side. But I mean, for Mike Evans, man, 1,000 yards a 1,000-yard receiver ever since he came into the NFL. Mike Evans is Mr. Consistent, man. He's the first ballot Hall of Famer. The guy is going to bring, and he's going to bring his A game, man. And having a big guy like that, 50-50 ball catcher, and having a Nico Collins and Tank Dell type, that could be very dangerous with C.J. Stroud as well. But we would still have to have a consistent run game. And I believe bringing in a Josh Jacobs or Saquon Barkley is more important for the Houston Texans offense, man. But like I said, H-Town, y'all let me know what you think. Who do you prefer? Who do you prefer? Mike Evans? Do you like Saquon Barkley? Do you like Josh Jacobs? Or is it somebody that I'm not even mentioning in this show? Let me know. Leave your comments, man. We can cuss and discuss it. I'll get back at you, man. But right now, man, this is your Dreadhead host, man. I appreciate you guys joining me. I just wanted to get the Saquon Barkley thing off my chest, because I believe this guy will bring some great value to this team. And I believe him or Josh Jacobs. I'll take any one of them. But H-Town, this is your Dreadhead host, Hot Topic TB. It's been real, and peace.
Texas!